I still have difficulty processing the absence of a father. I still have difficulty processing this because the way I processed it as a child wasn't healthy. The way I processed it as a teenager wasn't healthy. The way I processed it as a young adult, it wasn't healthy. So now I fight with dealing with this void in a healthy way. I fight dealing with this void the right way. I fight dealing with this void in a beneficial way for me. I fight because I'm so used to doing other unhealthy things to fulfill this void, to fulfill this hole in me, to replace that irreplaceable love. I still fight with that. I still fight with that. I think the fight now that I'm having is trying to go back to that coping mechanism when my path, my steps are towards greater and better and demand better. So when I try to go back, there's like a wall there. I can't go back. And now I have to deal with this thing face to face. I have to deal with these questions I had since a kid face to face. I have to deal with the pain that I had since a child face to face. I have to deal with this thing face to face. My question is, I always ask myself, why do I have to heal the pain that I never inflicted? Why is it my responsibility? Why is it my job to fix what I didn't break? Why is it my job though? I can't understand why it is my job to do someone else's job. I tried to do this job as a child, but because I was a child, I couldn't measure up to it. Because I was a child, I couldn't be my own father. Because I was a child, I couldn't carry the weight that a father would carry for their son, for their daughter. And so my attempts to lift this weight as a child caused me to hurt myself a bit. Caused me to build habits that I thought would make me stronger, that one day I will be able to lift this weight, this responsibility to do this job. And now that I am an aware adult, I realize that those habits did not help me. I realized that Though it is not my job, it is my job to be free. It is my job to heal. It is my job to be the father that I never had. Whether that's by mentorship, whether that's through my siblings, whether that's through my own offspring, it is my job to be better. It is my job to be the example. It is my job. After a lot of thinking, a lot of reflecting, and a lot of shadow work, I realized that I can only do my job. What is my job? My job is to make sure I am at peace. My job is to make sure that I am happy. My job is to take care of me. My job is to love me. That's my job. With taking on the job that I was trying to replace or find a worthy replacement, I realized that I have been putting myself last and putting everything first. I realized that not being able to just be a son and a brother caused me not to be able to identify who I really am, because I was in the role of a father provider. As a young child. So now that I am an adult, who am I, right? I question myself on what I do, because is it really me that's doing this, or is it someone I created to compensate for the lack thereof? A father. Who am I? Who am I? I question who I am because it is not that I do not know who I am. It is, am I being myself? Or am I being the person that I needed in my life? Am I being the person that I always needed in my life? The struggle between those two things for me is I cannot be my genuine self if I'm always playing a role, a character that I don't need to play. So then when I'm being myself, it feels like it's not me. It feels abnormal. I struggle with it because I haven't really mastered being myself. So then I realized that I need support. I become a son now. So I now need this role model. I need this guidance, this mentorship, this father that I always needed. I start to feel the voids in my life once I become myself, once I come to myself. And now that I am a aware adult, I am coming to myself and I see that, man, I really needed and need a father. My counselor said, hey, you're becoming a man who is about to start your own family. You have to put yourself in a group full of men that can uplift you. Be watchful, but be in a positive group of men that can guide you. Men that are established, men that are married, men that are living the life that you dreamed of living, that you're working on obtaining. And I first didn't listen to him because I thought I could make my real father become the father I need. So I thought. What my counselor was telling me is that the reason you keep falling is because you keep looking behind. And the only way you can watch your footing, the only way you can look forward is if you look in front of you. If you look what's ahead. If you look for someone else. And that requires me to no longer hold that expectation towards someone else who wasn't there. That causes me to destroy that expectation and only expect myself to get to where I need to go. Only expect myself to put myself in a position filled with men that are where I want to be. It's all up to me. And he was telling me that, hey, you're now maturing now to where you cannot let this thing stop you because it will kill you. You keep putting yourself in that position as a child, and you're going to end up clashing with reality now. In the past, you're going to end up breaking yourself down because though that you are in the now, you're still living in the past, which means you'll never have a future, which means you will crumble. And so he was telling me, join social groups, seek out community events where men are going to be able to help other people and you can build a network. You're going to have to do something that you never done before to get what you never had before. And I could not understand that because my emotions as a child arose. They surfaced. And my question was, you're saying that I'll never have a father. And he was saying, you now have to go seek out different elements that can provide you with the necessities you needed as a child. You got to seek out different elements now because you're deprived in living. So those of you with a similar life, a similar background as mine, wanting that fatherly love, wanting that fatherly guidance, but it felt like, every time you put yourself in the position to be led by another man, it failed. Not because you failed, but that man failed. Maybe it was your expectations of them, or maybe it was their lack of action, which delayed your growth. Maybe it was something like that. But now we as men have to seek out other elements so that we can be compensated for the void, compensated for the sacrifice of looking for that father, compensated for that missing element, compensated for playing the role as the father, compensated. Do you hear me? Some of us had to play the fatherly role. How can the fatherless be the father? How can the fatherless take on that responsibility? Isn't that man hurting himself? So we as men, we now have to go to different groups, get active, network, because sometimes these voids, not sometimes, all the time, these voids will cause us to isolate, not want to be around other men because we feel like we can't even trust another man. We don't want to put ourselves in that position of depending on somebody else because we couldn't depend on that one man, you know? And so we have to fight through that thing. We can't get over it. We have to fight through it because this is going to make us a better man. So we have to put ourselves in social groups and activities and community environments where we are active and we are bonding with other men. That's in maybe the same place we're in our life, or maybe they are in a place where we want to be in our lives. So we have to get out of that shell and believe and expect that great things are going to happen because of it. So my goal this week, if you want to join me, please join me. But my goal this week is to join groups where men can talk, join groups where men are allowed to be men, join groups where it's going to help me depend on and trust other men, join groups where I can get the elements I needed as a child. Join groups that will help me become a better man. I'm going to seek out groups because I want to be better. I want to be the father that I never had. I want to be the man that I never had to teach me how to be a man. I want to be the man that never led me. I want to be the man that never loved me. I want to be the man. So I gotta go. I love y'all. Listen, thank you for tuning in to Monday Morale. I will see y'all next week, but this week is for the fathers and for the men that are fatherless, for the fatherless fathers and the fatherless men. This is our week. Let's join groups. Let's huddle up. Let's be men. Let's redefine our life, starting now. This is our week, man. Love y'all. Happy Father's Day. Peace.